Go ahead. It's a little after 11 o'clock. Let's get started, Kristen. So, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January 21st, 2024. So, those of you that are watching in the future, please know some of the information may have changed. So, please do be aware. Some of the things Kristen might be going over might be a little bit different. Today, we are doing the use your tools for lead generation. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Kristen.
All right, thank you so much, Tim. All right, this morning we're going to be talking about ways to drive traffic to your website and using some of our tools that we have available to us. This is mostly just an overview, just to give you some ideas about what you can use to drive traffic to your website and to really kind of get your name out there in 2024. We're not going to go into all the specifics on how to actually build and use some of these tools. This class is really about inspiration and just to kind of give you an overview of things that you can do now, things that you can do really quickly to really get your name out there again and start to drive traffic back to your website and drive those lead generators. So this is one of my favorite classes to give just because it's got a lot of information in it. I'm happy to take questions. It's probably easier to take questions at the end for this class, but we will keep an eye on chat and we will keep an eye on those hands just in case we need to jump in and answer something immediately. And again, Haley is here helping out with our class today, so she'll be keeping an eye on things. All right, let's go ahead and start in with ways to drive traffic to your website. So first and foremost, one of the best ways that you can just start driving lead generation and start those conversations about real estate is creating and sharing meaningful content pages. For those of you who are on the Site Builder websites, those are the websites that are available through RWT Connect, you may or may not be aware that we have built a lot of content pages for you. So in addition to your homepage and some basic information and home search and things like that, you also have a lot of very interesting content pages that you can share to start asking those questions on social media, to start sharing this information, maybe in e-cards, just populating it out there, being that resource and guide for someone with these content pages that are available on your website. Now, I've given it an example here on my screen. This one is called the I'm a Military Relocation Professional. For those of you who do have a Site Builder website, all you have to do is go to yourdomain.com, whatever your domain is, /MRP. MRP. That's all you have to put in, yourdomain.com/MRP. If you want to take a real life example look at it, you can always go to our kind of tester page that we have. We house that on ralstonaudain.com, one of our marketing directors here. If you go to ralstonaudain.com/MRP, you'll see this page on here. So we go ahead and update this using the most recent materials from the from getting your MRP designation. There's a great video that's put out on MRP. We also link this to one of our other pages that's available for you at any time called the Search Homes by Base. We use it a lot for our military buyers and sellers in the area. It allows them to search based on a grid map of all the different bases in Northeast North Carolina and Southeast Virginia. And all they have to do is click on the military installation. It'll go ahead and bring them to a landing page that has houses that are under 500,000 in that area. Of course, they can go ahead and adjust that price range if we need to, but we find that 500 mark is a great place to start for just about everybody who might be looking in our area as well. We have these pages built. We call them global pages, by the way, if you'll hear us use that in training, for most of the designations that are given by NAR. We try to tie them into as many classes as we can that are given. So we do have the majority of those designations. We do have other pages as well. I just mentioned the Search Homes by Base, but we also have some interesting ones like should I rent or should I buy? We have lots of different pages for different areas that we've already built out for you as well. And all of these things can, again, create and share those meaningful content pages. This is that content that you can start asking questions about, introducing yourself to other people, just giving people a great resource to be able to drive that traffic back to your website. Anytime somebody is on your website, we've tried to include as many calls to action as we can. There's always a contact form in your footer. So if somebody gets to the very bottom of your content, there's always going to be a contact form there. And if we can push off someone to some of the other pages that we have that will also help try to capture those leads or try to get some information. I would love for you guys to check out ralstonaudain.com. You can see all of the different global pages we have under all the different drop-down menus that he has available. There's global marketing pages, global bio pages, all sorts of fun things that are already available for you to share. All you have to do is swap out your domain for his, and you should be good to go. Second thing you can do, and I've just mentioned this a little bit, are these SEO pages for neighborhood landing pages. So for those of you who are familiar with it, we do have what we call SEO pages built into those site builder websites. They have a great call to action right at the very top, and you can see it in the photo here, called Receive This Report Weekly. Sign up now. And what that does is it actually allows somebody to receive a report based on that criteria that you've built that neighborhood page on. So this one happens to be the Poquoson Real Estate Report. These reports can be built for anything. They can be built for whole areas. They can be built for cities. They can be built for subdivisions. They can be built for even specific criteria. One of my favorite examples is we have an agent who loves to market to pet parents. So they actually have a landing page built onto their website for homes that are already available that have fenced in backyards. And it's part of their whole marketing scheme. So you can actually build those pages based on even very specific criteria like that. So don't think about it as being limited to just a city or just a subdivision. You can also base it on lots of different criteria. These are wonderful to share, not only individually, but also on your Facebook pages or on your Instagram, any kind of social, just to be able to drive traffic. Hey, do you want to know what's going on in, we'll use this one for example, in Poquoson right now? Or did you know that 13 homes were listed yesterday in a specific area, or 4 homes sold last week? The nice thing about these SEO pages is they include both active listing and sold data, as well as other calls to action to be able to contact you. You can even add a custom call to action. Probably my favorite one to add is get your home valuation. You can actually add that right to the bottom. There's a place to put a custom call to action. For those custom calls to action, I've also seen things like download my buyer checklist or contact me today, other different things like that. You can always customize it if you need to. These SEO pages are great to be able to drive traffic. And again, you're offering an item of value here by allowing people to sign up for a report and also to be able to contact you to get more information. And again, each and every listing that's on these neighborhood reports is, of course, branded to you if you have a site builder website. And on those pages, people are encouraged to not only sign up, but also get more information or even save it as a favorite. So we're trying to get as many lead generation calls to action as we can on all these different pages. Third one you can do is create and share lead pages. Now, hopefully some of you were at my Microsoft Forms class last week where we introduced an even new way to be able to get more information off your website using customized forms from Microsoft Forms. But if you do have a site builder website, you do have some basic lead forms that are already built in as well. This particular one happens to encourage people to check for their home value and get profiles of potential buyers by entering their address. So the nice thing about this one is that it's asking for first name, last name, phone number, and email address, but that button is programmed automatically to go to the buy side call out. So it's going to go over to your buy side home valuation site where somebody can go ahead and put in their address. Now, here's the nice thing about a lead page like this. We know that on our home value site, it's not required to put in your first name, last name, email address, or any other contact information. If somebody were to go directly to your home value site, they could just go ahead and put in their address anonymously and be able to get that report. Now, that works fantastic, and it's actually another one of my slides on here, but this is just another way of introducing this. This is a great page to be able to build and then share on your social media, because people don't know that they don't have to put in this information in order to get this report. This is just another way to kind of try to get that lead generation, try to get that first name, that last name, or a little bit of information about somebody who might be looking before they put in their email address. The nice thing about the lead pages on here is we have them built for all sorts of fun stuff. We do have lead pages that are built for things like our open house sign-in. So if you have a site builder website, one is already built for you. You can actually go to yourdomain.com/open house, all together, all one word, open house. If you wanted, again, to see an example of that, you can also go to ralstonaudain.com/open house and see a live example of it now. It's a great way to share that lead page when you're having an open house, to be able to have people sign in maybe on a tablet or on a laptop that you have set up on a computer. Or even if you happen to be talking to somebody just organically and following them around, you can certainly just put in their information as you get it from them and hit enter and be able to get that lead page and that contact into your CRM. There are a number of different lead pages you can use on there. One thing I do want you to know, that if you go explore those lead pages on your Site Builder website, that they are customizable. So in this case, we don't have to necessarily use this one for a home value. We could certainly change the verbiage on here to maybe download a home buyer's checklist and make it so that that button, when it says click here to enter your address, maybe it says something like download the PDF, and it goes directly to maybe a page on your website where you have that PDF, or it goes directly to maybe marketing resource where you've uploaded that particular file. This is a great opportunity for those of you who might be using the Forever Agent coaching program. You know that there's a lot of buyer and seller guides. There's a lot of real estate guides that come with that program that's available on BHHS Resource. Those are great things to be able to put as a, here, provide me a little bit of information and I will give you this booklet, or I will give you this checklist, or I will give you this home commitment form. So these are great as squeeze pages as well as lead pages. And you'll hear us talk more about squeeze pages in the future. So number 4, this should seem obvious, but it's not always. You have a wonderful bio page built into your website. Even if you don't have a Site Builder website, if you have a website elsewhere, or even if you're just working on your social media or Google business pages, we're going to want to make sure that our bio is filled out everywhere. I can't stress this enough, that your bio pages and your bios are your digital business cards. We talk about this quite a bit in our digital footprint class that we give fairly often. That bio is usually that first introduction. If somebody is referring you, and we know this business is all about referrals, if somebody's referring you, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to go and Google, and they're going to be like, who is this person? We want these bio pages to be filled out. We want to make that personal connection with someone. We want to be able to provide that resume if we happen to be on our Site Builder website and we have these enhanced bios. So you'll notice on this particular bio page, this is actually a live example from one of our agents here in the company. Not only does it provide some background information, but there's all sorts of contact information. There's different ways to reach them on social media. They have some of their testimonials linked on this bio page. They also have their active and pending listings. This also serves as a resume page. So down below the active and pending listings is a list of sold properties as well. So this truly does turn into a resume page for those of you who are using this on your Site Builder website, to be able to direct someone to not only learn more about you, but also connect very easily, but also see what you've done. Now, the question becomes, sometimes I have agents in this class who may not have had any active or pending sales quite yet, and that's totally okay. The nice thing about this site is that if you don't have any current active or pending listings, that section just hides. It never looks just blank or empty like you haven't done any business. And again, if you haven't had any sales yet because you're new to the business, it's okay. That sold section is just going to hide until those sales are going to populate. So you can definitely use this for your bio page. Don't be worried if you don't have any active listings right now, and don't be worried if your resume isn't full with sold listings quite yet. Those sections will just hide until you have that business. Setting up all your buyers on Property Watch. So this is one of the things that's available in a Site Builder website, and it's something called Property Watch. What this is are saved searches for your buyers. Now, I know a lot of you like to set up these through the MLS system, but if somebody is going into the MLS system and getting the saved searches and going back again to your MLS listings to be able to get this information, you're not seeing any of that traffic on your website. You're not seeing those drivers to be able to contact you, to save a favorite, to be able to utilize that client dashboard that's built into your website, to really make those meaningful connections that are available through the emails that come out. The nice thing about the emails that are on here is not only does it drive traffic to your website and encourage people to contact you and use the tools that you have available on your website, but you can also customize the signature that comes out on these emails. And that's available in rwtconnect.com. All you have to do is click in your profile photo in the upper right-hand corner, and you're actually going to see in the drop-down something called signature. That signature is what comes out on all of your Property Watch emails. It's what comes out on any of your action plans, your email campaigns that come out of RWT Connect. And so you can add additional links to those signatures off to additional tools, even some of the ones that we've already talked about. Things like sign up to receive a weekly report about real estate in your area, and you could link off to a list of cities that you have available, or learn more about me and link off to your bio page, or get your home valuation and link off to your buy side home valuation site, even something like the search homes by base or any of your designations. Any of our global pages can also be linked on there, just to give people an additional resource so that when they get these emails, even though they're being directed to properties they're interested in, they also have maybe an additional list of tools that are available to them. Again, creating that ability for you to be that expert, that resource for them in their real estate journey. You can send emails often and automatically. You can do this a couple of different ways. The example that I have up here is from rwtconnect.com, where we do have an entire library of emails available to you. We also have action plans. Action plans are just another fancy name for drip campaigns in the RWT Connect system. The reason we call them action plans is because sometimes they also include actions for you. That might mean things like reminders to follow up with a phone call, or reminders to follow up about another email, or even just a little reminder for you that says, heads up, somebody's going to get an email tomorrow, or heads up, you need to send out that birthday card if you want to put it in writing personally to someone. So those action plans may contain action items for you as well, as automatic emails that go out. Now, we do have another automatic email system that's available through BHHS, through the BHHS Resource Center. If you click on that and go to Marketing Resource, there are additional emails in there as well. They can be anything from property marketing emails to promoting yourself. They can also talk about the brand. All the latest brand materials are going to be in there as well. They also have drip campaigns, and their drip campaigns can be something like holidays, or it can be tips and tricks and things like that. Now, the question comes up fairly often, which one should I use? There are benefits to using both. Some people are more comfortable with one versus another. Some people just like a combination of the two. It's really up to you. If I were an agent today, I'd probably be using a combination of the two. I love the newsletters that come out on the 4th of every month out of RWT Connect. It's something nice and easy to set up. It's a nice, easy newsletter that's very timely. They're not written until right before they go out to make sure that we have all the latest real estate information before it goes out. But then I might also be setting up something like major holidays out of Marketing Resource. Whatever it happens to be, you're going to want to send out your emails often. And the nice thing about them is it's a great way to communicate in between those personal phone calls, those personal follow-ups, and maybe in between some of the direct communication, like a direct mail piece in between. So we do have those available to you. And lots of different action plans that are already set up that have dates on them for you. We have action plans that are available based on holidays, based on whether they're buyers, sellers, new clients. And again, we have those monthly newsletters as well available to you. Speaking of direct mail, we also have a couple of direct mail options for you that you should always be using. I love to make sure that these all have calls to action and QR codes. If you didn't know, we do actually have a QR code generator built right into RWT Connect. If you just use the search bar in RWT Connect to just put in QR, literally all together, it'll come up with our QR code generator for you. If you need to send marketing a QR code to go on your postcard or your newsletter or your mail out, whatever it happens to be, you can certainly use that QR generator. Just pop in the URL where you want to send people. And again, that URL can be anything we've already talked about. That URL can go directly to your website. It can go to your website with homes for sale. It can go to a squeeze page where somebody could have a call to action to download a booklet or a buyer's checklist, or moving with kids or moving with pets report. It could also go to maybe one of your designations. If you're sending out a postcard specifically for a niche market, it could go to a specific property. It could can go to all sorts of different things. Don't limit yourself to just sending it to your website. Sometimes very specific calls to action where you're giving somebody an item of value. And that, again, item of value can certainly be information, is going to be important. We introduced Core Fact to you the other day, and Core Fact, of course, has an entire QR program that allows you to send QR codes specifically to specific houses so you know who is checking their home valuation. That way you're not relying on somebody to put their name and phone number into a system for you. It actually sends out a personalized QR. So whether you're using Express Docs or you're just building a flyer, or maybe you're using something like Core Fact, and you're sending out these direct mails, just make sure that you're putting those calls to action and QR codes on there, just to make sure that you're driving traffic back, you're providing that item of value, you're becoming that real estate expert, and providing that information. We've talked about this a couple of times. Be sure you're sharing your home valuation tool from Buyside Percy AI. Of course, they're rebranding this year. So you'll see us use those terms interchangeably. Sharing your home valuation site is something that's really easy. It's very passive. It's something that people like to do. They love to see how much their home is worth. They like to see how much the market has changed. There's lots of conversations out there right now about market values. We know that market values continue to increase in certain areas. Despite the negative news about interest rates, we do know that our market is holding strong in a lot of different areas. We have lots of different tools to show that, but one of the best things that we can do is certainly provide this instant report to someone. Now, we want to encourage people to get their home valuation, because once they've put in this information on your website, everybody has one of these. They have lots and lots of calls to action on here. We want to encourage people to sign up for that monthly report that's available from here. And you can certainly put that in your calls to action when you share this, maybe on Facebook. You can say, find out how much your home is worth and sign up for a monthly report. We want to take that next step whenever we're sharing this, this particular tool. They also have the ability to change their condition on here or ask direct questions about this. And of course, all of that lead gen is coming back to you anytime they want to make changes to this report. So maybe something is wrong on the report. Maybe they have finished out that garage and it's been added to their square footage. Maybe they have finished that room over the garage. Maybe they've added that extra bathroom, or they've done some repairs since the last time this information was pulled, and they're going to want to change the condition of their home, or they're going to want to add that square footage. Anytime they need to do that on this report, it's going to make them sign in and basically claim the house. And again, you're getting all of that information. So again, this is a great lead generator, not only in finding out where somebody might be looking to get that home value, but also claiming that page or signing up for that monthly report. One of my favorite things I've seen people do with this is the person who's looking up that address may not always be the homeowner. I know that when I am testing these tools, I'm often using my neighbor's home or a friend's home or something like that. But it still means that it's a home that might be available. A lot of times it is a neighbor. So somebody might take, again, let's go back to step 7, that direct mail postcard. Maybe it's a great opportunity if you get a home valuation for 123 Main Street, and then you get another one for 125 Main Street. You know, it's probably somebody around there taking a look. It's a great opportunity to be able to send maybe those postcards about home value to the entire street, or maybe 2 or 3 streets right in that area. You know, somebody is looking, and it's a great opportunity for you to kind of tie all your different tools together and try to get that QR code and try to figure out who might be looking at the value of their home. One of the least used tools that I see, but it's actually really effective for those of you who do use it. You do have the ability to put Facebook Messenger chat right on your website. I only have a handful of agents who have done this. Sometimes it's because you don't want to have that instant availability on your website, but we do get a lot of questions about whether somebody could add a chat box to their website, or if there's a way to have that instant communication. For those of you who like to use Facebook Messenger, again, if you go ahead and take that Business Pages 101 class, we will talk about Facebook Messenger chat again. It does tie into your Facebook business page. And it allows you to get direct communication via Messenger on your phone if somebody is looking at your website. It's fairly easy to set up and install. All the instructions are available on RWT Connect, and they're available in the training section at the very top of your screen. If you scroll down, you'll see a Connect Facebook Messenger, and it's going to give you those step-by-step options to be able to install this. Again, it only probably takes about 15 minutes for somebody who hasn't done it before, but it is a great way to be able to communicate with people instantly on your website, especially if you have that availability on your phone. The nice thing about Facebook Messenger, also built in from the Facebook business pages, is that if you are a person who's out and about all the time and you may not be available, the Facebook business page Messenger can also be answered maybe by your transaction coordinator or your assistant or a licensed assistant who may be back at the office as well, who may be able to provide some basic information or at least say, hey, we'll have that agent reach out to you as soon as they're available. But it does establish that instant communication, and it is available for your site builder website. And last but certainly not least, on the lead gen, we've talked about this before. We've talked about this in a couple of classes. Hopefully you were able to take the chalk class that we gave last week. But one of the best things that you can do to drive traffic to your website and start to develop some of these lead generation avenues is to make sure that you're redirecting your BHHS ads directly to your website. So as you know, BHHS does a free 7-day digital ad for your listing whenever it is listed. You do get a heads up about 24 hours before that listing is listed. Sometimes it's a little shorter, sometimes it's a little longer. You should get an email though that says, hey, an ad is being created for you. This is your opportunity to update it, change it, and also add your seller to this information. At that point, you do have the option to be able to change the landing page. The default for this is going to be the BHHS global site. You have the opportunity to change this down to your actual website. I highly recommend that you send this directly to the listing detail page on your website. Again, to be able to start capturing those leads directly for you, all of that information is going to go to your contact form. People can save a favorite. People can create a client dashboard. They can request an appointment. They can request more information. One of the best ways to be able to provide lead gen directly on that particular property as people click through. You're also driving traffic to your website, which is going to increase your rankings in Google. It makes you show up in Google a little bit more as we continue to drive more and more people down to your website. And if you use some of these additional tools, again, you can start tying that in, encouraging people to check their home value. Hopefully people are signing up for different reports, taking a look at some of the other information that's available on your website. And again, this is all about driving that lead generation funnel. We're just trying to push people down to a single source, a single resource, making sure that you're that expert, but also making sure that we get them in those funnels so that we can start sending them emails. We can start sending them other information. We can get them to sign up for things. We can make sure that we can communicate with them on a regular basis using direct mail or using our email drip campaigns. All of this, again, is just about communication for lead generation based on the tools that you already have. I am happy to take any questions that you might have about any of these. Again, I know we've just touched the surface of these. We've given classes on most of these topics before, or we're giving them during these Blitz sessions. This was really just to kind of generate some ideas for you, and hopefully you can go out there and touch base with people. Did I have any questions today?
Kristen, it doesn't look like there's anything in the chat. Oh, there's a hand just popped up. Michelle?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so are you saying that when I get a brand new listing and that automatic ad goes out for 7 days, that there's a way for me to configure it so that it's connected to my website?
There
and then
is.
for every single ad that comes out, I don't have to redo it every time?
You will have to redo it every time. That is, it's one of the, just part of the process. But you do get that email that says that an ad is being created for you, and that's your opportunity to make sure that everything's correct, making sure that you've picked the right wow photo that you might want to use, it's automatically going to use the primary one. You can also change some of your profile information if you need to. And then one of the steps is to add a landing page. Now, they're going to want that landing page to be specific to that ad, especially on those free listing ads, which is why we want you to go ahead and change it to your website, to the listing detail page for that specific listing.
Okay, and there's instructions on how to do that
So
somewhere?
there, we've given the class on it. The chalk class should be available in the training library.
Okay, I
If
did-
you if you go on RWT Connect and click coaching and training, you'll see our training YouTube channel there. That's where
Yeah.
you'll be able to actually look at all the training we've given. If you just put chalk in there, it'll give you the chalk training. I think we've given that class 2 or 3 different times. All the classes should have that information in there, but even if not, it's a super easy step-by-step. If you just click the link that's in that email and just continue to kind of look at the information and hit next, it's going to be in one of those steps for you. You just have to keep hitting next, make sure your information is correct, and then hit save at the end.
Yeah, I did see the chalk one this morning because I went
Okay,
on
perfect.
the page. That's what I was trying to tell you is I did see that this morning.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any questions? All right, I don't see anything else. So we will see those of you that are coming back here at 12 o'clock for RPR, Realtor Property Resource. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.